Boom. Okay, so I just finished making this, and then right as I was, it's 5:47. Jason's gonna be here. I gotta wrap this up. Then I realized that I totally screwed myself on the table. I have a post, and you saw the thing.
Oh yeah.
And the foot of it, so it stands. But I covered the hole with this. But I have a new design, so I won't need this anymore. So I didn't have time to build the rest of the table. But I thought of an improvised version.
Okay.
Come closer, and we're just gonna rest this on our knees, like a regular drum pad, because we just want this basically at belly button height, and so that's how it goes. Yeah. So, I think it'd be easier for us to move instead of the camera. This. Oh, look at that.
Those holders.
Yeah, baby. Okay, and then we go this way. And right about there. Perfection. This is Jason, everyone. He was meant to be a drummer, but he never took drum lessons.
But now I have Sam.
You shall see. You shall see what I'm talking about. Those educated drummers who know what they're looking at. Okay. I'm not saying that I am one, but you know. I do know that the educated ones will understand, oh, this guy has potential. Okay. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Pass there.
I just made these, by the way. Go there, don't not go there. And so these things. Did I have these made? Did I give you this?
No,
Okay.
not yet.
Ask me to give you a better one that isn't smunched.
Okay.
But we'll use it for now.
Okay.
So that the Post-its that I was writing out for you before, I made this now. Instead of writing it out every single time, I just made this.
Genius. Yeah, because I've left it last time we had a lesson.
So now there it is. Bingo, and then it sets right there. And then I might pull this up and put like string around this, so this has like a little cubby. Which might prevent it from going away too if I was in a windier spot. Or what I'm going to do is actually just have one that stays at the table and just tape it down.
Oh,
but
yeah.
then like give them one as they go.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
So when this is suspended, so I'll simulate it being actually mounted in the center. We have a high pitch. We have a low pitch. High, 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 low, low, low. It might be more pronounced when it's actually rooted to the thing and bolted in.
Is it just at the pressure you're hitting it?
No, it has everything to do with the acoustics of this hunk of wood.
Oh.
So just like a cymbal, like if this was a cymbal, you know, we play up the bell like that dome, and then basically from the edge, we're basically like activating the higher frequencies as we go up toward it. So the same thing here. It all has the same note, bah, bah, but this when I'm playing in the middle here, the louder frequency, the higher frequencies are more pronounced, louder, and the lower frequencies are louder there and less for the high. So that's what we're hearing here.
Okay.
I like that we can at least have ba, 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 ba. That we
Honestly,
at least
I
have
can't hear the difference.
Oh, okay. Okay, I shall. Can you hear the difference? It might be weird over the camera. So I'm hearing a minor third. Ba-da-dum, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, as in a minor scale. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 3, 1, 3. Well, it's rattling a little bit. I should put some felt underneath this as well. Okay, so let me mute. Ba, ba, ba. Listen for this. Ba 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 la.
Yeah, it's like thick and dense here and lighter.
Yeah, it's super thick and dense, but it results in a higher pitch. Ba ba ba, ba ba ba, ba ba ba. It's a little bit flat. Ba ba. If these were notes on a piano, would you think they were two different tones?
Yeah.
Which one? Okay.
This is the higher tone. This is a lower tone.
Which is lower?
This is lower. This is higher.
Okay, good. Now you're hearing. It's very easy to not hear that right away. Basically, just to become trained in hearing things is to be trained in differentiating pitch and not letting pitches within the same object confuse you. Meaning the overtone series. We have an overtone series, which is like the fundamental of this thing. There's a really low note there that I can't distinguish right here, but there's a really low note, and that's the fundamental. And what we're hearing, so the note of this thing is that super low pitch, but what we're hearing is some of those overtones. So we're just playing around with overtones, just like if we took a guitar and we just, not touching the string, the low E string, and then, come up and just touch, not press at the octave, but just to touch that, and then, and just to pluck it, but then let go immediately. So you're muting the fundamental, you're muting the bigger vibration and allowing the smaller vibration, the one that's moving twice as fast, 2-to-1 ratio, to allow that to sing instead. So you kill the boom, and all we're left with is the boom.
Yeah.
So that's
you're like letting it linger
harmonics.
just a little bit.
Yes. So there's a bigger note. Oh, you know what? Let me get us a towel.
Okay. Time out.
Ground is a little bit moist.
So let me borrow your towel.
Yes. Okay. Back into frame here. Okay. So now. Oh. I guess I accidentally dragged this over. Might as well promote this. Isn't that cute?
Music, meow.
My last girlfriend said I look better in the pink than the gray. I have a gray one. So we have a spectrum here, just like on a cymbal. We have. So there's even a note here that's way different than these two. It's very minute. We're basically hearing the fundamental of this harmonic over here because we're going along that spectrum. In fact, when this was off, when this leather was off of it, there was this like super high, satisfying pitch, which I now seem to have killed. It's still there a little bit. It's more pure. There's a higher pitch that's really singing out above the rest. Whereas this one has a whole bunch of notes involved. Like there's this cluster, and this one has definitely a cluster. But this one is. And if we took a cymbal and we put our thumb or finger on top of it somewhere along its radius, and then took a violin bow and came up from the top, from the bottom, if you have a finger on top, then you want to be bowing this way because you're going against equal pressures. Then so you're deadening some of that cymbal, and then you can do different fingers and deaden some other like multiple frequencies, and then just these crazy high piercing god awful horror movie sounding pitches come out of it.
Yeah.
But you could sit there for an hour and literally get just like, you know, what's okay, 10 times 60, 600. We could just sit there for like an hour and just come up with like 600 different sounds out of just one object.
Yeah.
Because every single sound that exists in the world, that crow calling, that machine sounds and organic sounds. There's two different kinds of sounds in our world. Man-made generated sounds and then organic sounds. So we're hearing two. We're hearing both. We're hearing the machine, we're hearing that engine, and then we're hearing up here. So everything that we've ever heard in our whole life, and everything that we ever will hear, any sound that will ever be generated, even on planet Mars, when the rover hits, I inevitably made some kind of sound up there. It's got some atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's got some little bit of pressure that something might have felt if some Martian was just standing right there.
Some vibration.
At least the ground vibrating. So, and the ground vibrating is really no different. Like you feeling that in your butt, maybe if I hit that hard enough, or T-Rex just like boom. It's no different. Like when you feel that, your body is just feeling it. Your body is hearing it. We have this tympanic membrane, this drum that, like, if you've ever gone up to a drum and just like, oh, like sang all of the pitches all at once, you're gonna get a pitch that sings into that drum more, or any drum that's well tuned, especially. You're going to get sympathetic vibrations to happen. A sympathetic sympathetic vibration is basically, if I just took your shoulders and did this, you would start to vibrate because I'm vibrating.
Yeah.
So same thing with an opera singer breaking a glass. That's sympathetic vibration. So much vibration, and that glass is going, oh my God, I can't take it anymore. It just breaks.
Yeah.
So I don't know if an opera singer's ever done that. I'm sure it's been done once, because why would that be a thing? But you can definitely just take tone generators, crank up the amplitude, and just blast things, and we can crack glass all day long. And it's cracking because of sympathetic vibration. Where basically it has to be a particular frequency for certain things to be vibrating at with particular harmonic subsets to vibrate. So if I'm going like if I have that sound, if that's the frequency that it's going at you, and you have something in you that also wants to naturally vibrate like that, that's going to start to vibrate.
Yeah.
So if I took a tuning fork, an A and an A, and went ding, and then held it really, really close, it's going to start to vibrate the other one. Sympathetic vibrations. So why are we talking about that? We're talking about this board, essentially.
Because of the symbol.
The
symbol.
I forgot how I exactly got into that. I'm talking about all sounds. All sounds in nature and in, just here on planet Earth, all sounds have a vibration. And they're made up of many vibrations, actually. So your voice is a human voice, my voice is a human voice. Listeners know that. But your voice sounds different than mine because my resonator box is shaped differently. And I sometimes sound like my dad. Big surprise, because I am born of him. I am of his cloth. I am of his larynx. I don't know, his
larynx.
His vocal cords, his throat shape. Just like if I took a guitar and went rung, and then shoved like 100 CDs inside of that case, if it had a hole enough big enough, it would go, it would be a different sound. It would be the same tones because the strings aren't changing, but just the resonation, the vehicle for propagating those harmonics is completely changed. So the acoustic environment has changed. So now the harmonics, meaning all of the sounds that make up that one sound, are now getting like redirected in different spots. They're not able to fully propagate and to generate enough amplitude to have it. So listen to this.
Yeah.
I sang the same pitch. The pitch is the same. The same like tightness and openness of the throat didn't change. The only thing that changed is me opening my jaw and me fucking with my lips.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, when we talk, we're just shoving CDs into our guitar, and then taking them out really fast, and then putting more back in.
We're filling the space and then taking out the space.
Shaping the way we say things. Like, we're just changing the shape of the box.
Yeah.
My dad's box and my box are anatomically pretty darn close, and I'm sure we could both like make the same sounds. But at the end of the day, your voice box is so different than mine that there's no way I could ever impersonate you perfectly, because I just don't have the tool. My box is different. So.
Imitate it.
And so our tympanic membrane, oh, that's right. So if same thing, so if we came up to a big timpani, a big kettle drum, boom, 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 and which is, you know, the only tonal drums there are, because there are rototoms, but those aren't really designed to be like 5, 3, 1, you know, distinct pitches that match the tuba player in an orchestra, you know. So that's why I love the timpani the most, because they're tonal and not just boom, whack, crash. I want to be a part of the harmonic and melodic experience. Even if I'm just hitting 1, 5, 1, 5, 1, which is, you know, I'm not really doing much harmonically there, but I am adding to the tonality of what's going on.
Are you going to teach me patterns, dynamics, and rhythm again?
Yeah, so let's go through that. So here on this card, as you saw earlier, we have dynamics, sounds, and patterns. I'll just show it again. And in fact, let me really make sure that's okay. You see what we're doing here? I'm going to introduce patterns first, then dynamics, then sounds. You guys get it. Those of you who do get it, get it. Okay.
I'm going to get it.
Yes, Jason here, he's already got it. Okay, by the way, so he and I have met before. I have my table downtown Santa Cruz, and he was one of the folks who came up to me, and he has shown... I thought he was fucking with me when he said he's never played drums before. I literally, for like a solid 10 minutes, couldn't get over that he wasn't a previous drummer. You'll see. Okay. Ooh.
Dude, my horn.
Yeah, baby. Let me give you these. Okay. So I'm not gonna. Okay, actually, let's do this first. Let me show you how to hold sticks.
Like that?
Halfway there, you leave your left hand like this, and then this one over the top. So you're basically under the stick and over the stick.
Okay.
Under, over. Okay. Although, I've never seen anyone do that. It's this way. The hand is basically holding it under, and it just turns it in like a doorknob. Yeah. Well, let's do match grip for now. Okay. It's called traditional. It's called matched. Get into why. Did I explain why why this is called traditional? Because back in the Civil War days, when the drums were like this and you sling it over your hip, it was way more comfortable to be like this, as opposed to having your elbow and your shoulder way up here.
No, I didn't know that.
Marching for 80 miles with a bullet in your ass.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Ooh, I just want to use this just because it's there to be used. Okay, do this. Do 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now do the bounce thing.
The bounce thing?
Yeah, you did it before. Well, those are paradiddles. Like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Then speed that up. Like, remember the bounce thing? Okay, we'll get into it.
I almost forgot it.
Okay, you shall see though. Here, watch. Let's do this. Take these. Feel those thumb grooves? These flat spots? Okay, check this out.
I like these sticks.
Yeah, thank you. I made them myself. Okay, now, so your thumb stays in that spot, and that spot is definitely in coordination with this black and white and where you know, stops and starts. Mm-hmm. And so if you see white as you play, you die. See white now. I have my finger, it won't go. Turn your six. Yeah. Yeah.
You're gonna kill me.
That's stupid. No, I have my finger on the thing, it won't go. You're safe. Thumb on top is what every self-taught person does. No. Side, hand, like back of the hand towards the sky.
Yeah.
So now, given that your thumb has to be there on that rotation, now do you see white? You know, so
Not at all.
now as a result, your hands look amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Do white again. You can never do it again. Okay, I took my. I don't want. Not on my watch. Okay, so now, where are those quarters? Quarters? Where are those quarters? Jingle, jingle. Is it there? See any coinage?
No.
Heck.
My
Oh,
card.
here they are. Okay, do what I do. We're putting it there. You'll see why. It's easier just to put them there than pick up the stick. Okay, now you tell me, why are we doing that? What's different now than before?
I'm keeping my thumbs pinched to my finger, my index finger.
Yeah, yeah. So, and here's why. Because, look at this stick here. Because, where's the camera? If this space is open, then I don't necessarily care about the open space. I care about how much my finger is wrapped around the stick. If we think of as a circular dowel as having 4 sides, I only have 2 sides. Now I have all 4. See that? So get rid of that space.
Completely wrapped around.
And now my finger is actually my index is actually touching my thumb, wraps all the way around. So that's what's up with the coins, and there's more ways to use coins in the hands, but that's good enough for now. And for what we're gonna do now, we're gonna teach them 8 on a hand, is have your fingers just, in fact, flip your hand out. Like just hold that. Don't let that go. It's gonna feel really weird, but the whole idea is keep your damn fingers on the back of the stick.
I don't know if I can do this.
You haven't even tried. Okay, for the rest of your life, for the rest of your years on this planet, when you're going to be learning things, probably every day of your life, the mental attitude to hold is, oh, we'll see. I'll give it a try, but not like, oh, I'm gonna fucking fail, I'm gonna die, and everyone's gonna hate me, and then I'm gonna lose my house, and my cat's gonna die suddenly. Like,
no,
it's not gonna happen.
No, we'll try.
There we go. So 8 on a hand. And so when I do this stick, you do that stick. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. Good. Okay, so now make sure you're not seeing any white as you do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that's 8 on a hand, which every drum line in the history of the everness, as soon as they strap on those drums and they're getting together, or even just on their own to warm up, they play it on a hand. Sometimes, if you're fancy, you do 7 on a hand or 9 on a hand. 8 on a hand is where it's at.
8 on a hand, okay.
Okay. So now, get rid of. So okay, you understand where your fingers and how they should be connected and why. So now, take this stick for now. Just be in the proper playing position. You'll still die if you do it wrong with even these sticks. So good. Oh, and let's do the finger thing. So now hold out your finger. Okay, your finger is a drumstick.
Okay.
Your finger is a drumstick. Now, here's the proper playing position, but here's what all the self-taught people do. They take their thumb and they take it off to the side.
Twist it.
Watch. This is as hard as I'm crushing right now. Oh, I'm trying really, really hard to crush you. It feels like nothing.
Yeah.
Ah! Okay, but now if I actually put my finger on the stick, now there's...
That felt more painful.
Yeah, now there's something to... So don't do that with the drumstick. Don't have your thumb off the stick. Don't have your thumb off the stick. In fact, I don't like to talk in don'ts. Do this. Put your thumb on the stick. Put your thumb on the stick. Okay, so now, pinkies, imagine there's a coin underneath each of those fingers, which I've done to one poor kid. Because he's just like, didn't get it, I tortured him. So now, there's a spectrum. The way the drummer moves is fingers first. So the tiniest little motions, it's this it's the tiny little baby motions, and the wrist really isn't involved yet. And now the wrist is there. Okay, and so fingers, bigger fingers, then wrists, then elbows, then shoulders, then jumping up and down if you're really going hog wild. So it's a spectrum. The smallest motions start with the smallest appendages. Okay, actually, yeah, okay, roll up your sleeve. See, this is what I'm talking about. He's never played drums in his life. Look what he's already doing. He's already dribbling the stick. And in fact, choke back a little bit, you're a little high.
Choke back?
Okay, let's do this. Which do you think, if I let this stick just drop, which do you think it's going to bounce the most? If I dropped it from here, if I dropped it from here, or if I dropped it from just back of center?
Definitely the back.
Where? Which of those three positions? 1, 2, or 3? 1, 2, or 3?
The center.
Yeah. now, wherever the stick bounces the most is where you hang on to it. Let's try that. Go from the very back. We're gonna do the spectrum. Dumb. A little bit further up. A little bit more bounce. A little bit further up. You see where we're going.
Yeah.
Now, go to the middle. Balance that stick. And now go slightly back. Now drop it. Dumb. Less dumb. So find it. Where does it bounce the most? It's
like
gonna
2/3
bounce.
of the
It's
way
gonna
up.
bounce the most where the paint is rubbed off the damn stick.
Yeah. 2/3 of the way up.
Yeah. There. But if there was no indicator, it would just be the answer to the question. The question is, where does it bounce the most? At what point? We could get super scientific about it and get like a super hard edge that is like rubberized. And, count. It's actually not even the number of bounces, but where does it bounce? At what point does it bounce the longest? Not necessarily the number of bounces, but like, okay, right now dead. Now it stopped. Bop, 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 bop. So that interval of time, bop, bop, way longer period of time. And it's because we're bouncing these things. If so, we're finding the spot where it bounces already, and we're just hanging on to that spot only, because if we start grabbing onto this thing more than we should, then we're gonna get no bounce at all. So we have this one spot called the fulcrum. Fulcrum. And this is, look it up in science books too, you'll find the word fulcrum.
Because it wiggles the most. Yeah.
So when we strike this thing, ba ba, it has a pitch, right? So ba ba. The way this thing is vibrating, if we put a high-res camera on this, and this is definitely true of this thing as well, or a marimba bar, or any like length of thing that's vibrating, the way this is vibrating, imagine from elbow to elbow is the stick. The way this thing is vibrating is like this. The center's going down, the center's going up. The ends are going down, the ends are going up. There's a spot along my arm where nothing is going up or down. Right there, baby.
Fulcrum.
The fulcrum.
Yeah.
The nodal point. So, that's where that is. And if we had a marimba bar that was, really well tuned and was suspended just right, or actually, if we had a marimba bar and we put it on just a flat bed of foam, like super, like not muting it, like a super airy, light foam, we put it there, and then we sprinkled the whole thing with salt or sand or whatever, and then we would ba 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 hit the middle, all the sand is going to start to collect around the nodal points because that sand is getting and they're all coming to the same point, and so you see the lines. And interestingly, on a marimba bar, say that our marimba bar is here, the lines aren't always perpendicular. Sometimes they're askew. It really fucks with you. But that's the hole you gotta cut. You gotta cut from here to there to have your string go through it. It's totally not
Intuitive.
as mathy as you would like. Maybe just the imperfections of the wood. Maybe if it was a synthetic material that was like perfectly like MDF or something, not MDF, that would suck, but like metal. Oh, I wonder if we had a vibe bar. I wonder if those would have perpendicular nodal points. That's a geek question to answer later. Spider webs.
Yeah, I feel.
We're getting wrapped here. I can see it all over you. That's one way to do it. Oh, do that again. Do that again. You got some elbow going on. Your shoulders moving a little bit. Okay.
Okay.
So now, just dribble that thing. Just dribble this. In fact, let's do this. Let's take all the fingers away except for the thumb and the middle finger, and just dribble that. Okay. So now, I'll mimic what you're doing. This is an exaggeration of what you're doing, but you're moving the stick. You're like manually moving the stick. Mm-hmm. Like if I'm to dribble a basketball, it'd be like me just holding the ball and lowering it to the ground and just touching the ground and lifting it back up. Oh, I'm dribbling the ball.
Yeah.
No, that's traveling. Like,
yeah.
So don't travel. Just dribble this thing. In fact, forget that what I did is too advanced of a trick. Just do this. Just at the fulcrum, just right where that, yeah. Just find it there by color for now. Like, and then grab your wrist to make sure nothing is moving. And you'll know it.
Yeah.
Does that feel like you're dribbling it, or does it feel like you're just guiding that bounce?
It feels like a dribble.
Okay, now don't dribble it. Now, like, manually do that. Like, grab on too hard. Yeah, just the polar opposite. So, just get that, just dribble that.
There's a difference.
And so what you're doing, you're going from this to then all of your fingers just being to then not just one finger, but 2 finger, 3 finger, 4 finger. So you have this like one big pad finger that stays a pad finger. You don't want to go out for tea, you know, no pinkies out, you know, this is just one big pad, and you know, put rubber bands around this, or even rubber bands around just these two, and pulling these tight to focus on just the contribution of these fingers, and then, or pulling these back, and then just doing pinky dribbles. Oh, okay. So let's do that. Let's do the spectrum. So index dribbles, and then you're still hanging on to the fulcrum with that, but this extended digit is not going to be dribbling. Now the center finger, now dribble that. Now dribble it with this. Now we're getting a little fucky fuck, but so turn your hand over. Yeah, baby. So basically you're just lifting your hand is up like this, and you're just lifting. Do this. Do the one-handed clap with the back of your hand facing the sky. Yeah, good. You're getting the sound out of it.
Yeah.
That's all we're doing. Flip your hand over. Yeah. I do agree that the bouncy thing is really nice here in this position. And that is a technique. This is acceptable, and this is acceptable, and everything in between is acceptable. But for our purposes, for just basic, can you drum or can you not drum? This is proper playing position for just drumming 101. This is, you know, if I'm busting out some timpani. Then there's a whole other technique for that.
Notice your hands.
And it's this thing. But we're not doing that. I'm never going to be able to, you know, that sucks. Like, it's just stupid. Mm-hmm. And I would never do that on a timpani anyway. I was just hitting once on these huge big drums with big fluffy mallet. Okay. There's no diddles in timpani playing. Okay. So, dribble. Let's go back to the dribbling with first. We'll just call this 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Okay.
Dribble with 1. Hold that quarter there.
I need that quarter.
Yes. Grab your wrist. Your wrist is too much. Just grab your like whole hand. Like take your pinky, go down your finger. Like really just seize up. See how my wrist isn't moving at all? It's sympathetically vibrating, but I'm not mechanically moving my wrist.
I got the wrist.
Yeah, now turn your hand over more.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really lifting this digit up. And when your hand is flat and you curl your hand, those fingers, they're moving up into your hand. When you close your hand, that last movement, they're moving up. They're going up towards the sky.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's the hand position. It's really nice, I agree, to dribble with the backs of the fingers.
Yeah.
But we're dribbling with the tips of the fingers at this angle.
I'm not getting a bounce yet for the finger 1. Not like yours.
Dribble it slower. Just go from here and just like throw it forward and allow it to come back once. Look what I'm doing. My hand just does this, and then it bounces back on its own. Yeah. Now just allow it to, like really, okay, get rid of the coin. Allow, just open up your hand